So, I've been really liking Witchfire lately. I got into the game a little over a month ago, sometime before the Webgrave update. And even then, the game started on a strong foot. Now here we are, after that major update, and the game's potential has skyrocketed. I thought this would be a game I would just pick up and play for a few hours when I was bored, or play in between other games when there was nothing else out. But then I kind of went crazy leveling all the weapons and items. It's because of these weapons and items that caught my attention. This game has a surprising amount of build diversity once you factor in the interactions between weapons, relics, fetishes, and rings, and your spells. The game starts off on your pretty standard affair. You go into maps, clearing out enemy hotspots, collecting loot and experience to power up. All pretty standard stuff. After a while though, I began to notice the game opening up bit by bit the more I progressed. Every time you increase what's called your Gnosis level, you unlock new ways to grow stronger. Like being able to craft new weapons in the workshop, new prophecies, stuff like that. But this also increases the game's difficulty quite drastically at the higher levels. You begin to notice changes to the maps. Secrets, such as this one hidden behind a waterfall on Iron Gate Castle. There's always secrets hidden behind waterfalls. Always. Or this unlockable door that leads to the back end of the map. Or small events like this beheaded man who wants you to find his head for him. This petrified knight who will reward you if you bring him a specific treasure found in the level. A tree stomp that allows you to summon a mini boss fight that can actually be pretty difficult if you're unprepared. Or entirely new enemies, like these disgusting corpse spider crawlers I never even saw until I got to higher levels. Like I mentioned earlier though, the main staying point for me is the build diversity. At first, it doesn't really seem like the weapons are doing much. But the higher their Mysterium rises, the more abilities unlock. And yeah, that type of stuff is to be expected in a game like this. But all of these changes seem to change the weapon in some important way. And some of them change the weapon drastically by the time you've unlocked the third Mysterium. And that pretty much goes for all your items in the game. Weapons, spells, and accessories share powerful synergies, allowing for some really fun gameplay once you've got everything maxed out. And the best part is, this game isn't even finished yet. We're looking at least one more major update before the end of the year. Probably just as big or bigger than the Webgrave update. And then of course, larger or smaller updates over the course of the game's life cycle. Just keep in mind, this is a game made by a small team of only about 20 people, which is pretty impressive considering the ambition they're going after, and the potential this game has. Imagine Witchfire, or another game like it, with its crisp gunplay and depth of build diversity on a larger scale, fleshed out and with even more content. I'm looking forward to seeing other developers follow this game's style and seeing what they can do with it. Anyway, we're talking about Witchfire here, and this game definitely has a lot of potential. Scratch that. The potential is already there. I'm looking to see how they can flesh it out and add even more to it. As of now, there's only one more map scheduled for development, but I'm positive the developers are going to add more maps, more weapons, and take player feedback to see what else they can add to the game to make it even more exciting. I just really want to raise awareness for this game because I think it is criminally underrated. The gameplay is actually really fun once you get into it. The level designs are nice, the enemy types are challenging, Like I said before, I was just going to pick this game up to play for a little bit, but I ended up liking it so much I decided to make content for it. If you like games with fast-paced gameplay that let you mix up weapons and magic, I suggest you give Witchfire a try. I think you're going to like it.